Okay. He must be stopped. We have not come this far. There he is. To see our work ruined now. Hello, everybody. This is the final episode of Season 2. I am kind of somewhat pissed because I just did this and I was not recording. We left the black waves of that sea behind and walked through the mist. At times, gusts of wind parted the mist, revealing a barren landscape under a dying sun. I'm not going to read these, so these are really long. I'm just going to give it a second, and if you people want to pause it to just read it, y'all can go ahead. I've read the story a lot. This is literally the 5th time I've played this at this point. This episode, by the way, now, because I just did it again. And I'm doing it again for this video. I'm so mad that I didn't hit record, but it is what it is, so we're just going to keep going with this. But hey, now that I did record it and I did beat it already, maybe I can speedrun it and we can get it done faster and it won't be a slow video, you know what I'm saying? That's one way to look at it. I'm kind of glad, because in my last recording I yawned quite a bit, so hopefully I won't do it so much in this one, and I'll be kind of able to like go through the flow of the episode and get all the stuff done that I need to go get. What could my companion have meant? The threshold, I knew of this. Strange memories returned to me. Another life in the desert as my... Oh, well, I was way too fast. And those cryptic words, darkness will light your way. It was not the first time I had heard them. They were from a dream, a terrible dream, when I had begun to follow the trail of my missing patient and taken my first steps to uncovering the secret world of the Veil. So... yeah. This is going to take a while. It took me about... 48 minutes to get done with it, but that's also because I kind of forgot how to do certain things and I rambled a little bit to get through. But now I'm game facing this. We're going to try to get this done quickly. I'll explain all the secrets that I can whenever we get to them. I'm somewhat pissed because I just beat this. And now I have to do it all over again. And apparently I didn't even get all the secret achievements either, which sucks because I thought I did. There's something inside the bird cage. I hope that clock isn't, like, I hope it's not loud enough to be heard through the recording. Oh, this is dumb. I'm so mad that I did this wrong. I might as well just go ahead and do the second episode, but I honestly don't want to. I'll just do what I need to do. As though I were staring into a dark void off in some remote distance, colorful shapes flow in seemingly impossible patterns. Okay, so, it explains it a little bit later on, so I'm just going to talk about everything once we get there. But seeing as how it's been so long, and I doubt anybody's keeping up with any of my episodes, like, I'm not trying to, like, shame anybody, I'm just saying, like, it's been a long, like, time since we've gotten from this episode to episode 1. But what then? Lead my old friend through a dangerous... Oh my gosh, I'm stumbling bad. Y'all saw it. My word. The shadow's gone. I swear I didn't stumble that bad in the past recording. Maybe I did, but that was actually really bad. There's something on the cage floor. My mind, whenever I, like, try to think and speak, but like I jumble words because I'm thinking about what I wanted to say, but then I'm reading and all that. It mixes it up. But anyways, I'll explain a little bit of what is going on as we continue on. This is Anthony's house from season 1, episode 1. It's just been distorted. What? That's why I said use the key, Dumbus. And this is Anna Beechworth, his wife. And it's her own truth, which is what the shadow is. Okay. Maybe I might have read something wrong. All these books, their secret knowledge concealed for generations, waiting for some fool to unveil it all again. Should I? No. So many tests were needed to find it, but now that we have... My faithful companion, who kept many secrets from me over the long nights of research. A small bird that managed to lead the others through the treacherous fog. Raymundus chose an apt name for the compound. Okay, whatever. This letter, Vedita Nequitiat. It will be enough. I think it's time to send it. I'm just not sure whether it's the right thing to do. The words of my father, so much has happened because of them. Alexandre swears that this time we will succeed, that the Hoopoe will undo all our mistakes, free us from the terrible haunting gaze. But should we not accept the consequences of our actions? Well, that depends. So much suffering, so many deaths, for what? What have we attained so far? But, the shadow has vanished. A slate disc. Yeah. So, basically the shadows tell certain truths of certain people, and with those truths, it's something that you're not supposed to see. Like, you are not supposed to view your own shadow, and it's something I explain later on, but this is basically just showing this episode is basically talking about everybody that was a part of the playwright, with Alexandre and Hugo and Anthony and Jeremiah. The ground is soaked in blood. Black feathers are strewn about. What happened here? So it basically is kind of like a little a recap, basically. I think of this as a recap episode, and it's kind of slow for what it is, but there's a lot of secrets in this episode as well, and it's honestly kind of annoying because some of the secrets are really like vague with how to get them, and they do a lot of like, I'm not gonna say too much. The secrets are just bothering because you have to like do things just right. Like, you had to, like, wait in like, that first room in this house, you had to, like, stand there for, like, 3 minutes, I think. Or, like, a certain amount of time until you hear, like, a baby cry, basically. It's dumb. And then I think in this room, like, you're supposed to wait until, like, the eyes open on the shadow or whatever. There's so much shit that's stupid with the secrets in this episode. But that's all that I can tell you about what, there's a dead cat on the floor. I think it's rotting. Her eyes are missing. There's something on the floor beside her mouth. Yeah, there's something with that cat too. You were supposed to be able to like hear the cat, or it was supposed to be able to move or something, I don't know. And it just, yeah. So, like I said, we're going to try to speedrun this, get it done as fast as possible, and we're just going to get it done. For anybody, though, that's watching this episode, I do have some news. You are of no worth to us anymore. There was barely any worth to begin with. This is the text, by the way. I'm not talking to y'all. Is this really the best option your supposedly brilliant mind could envision? They're blaming Anthony at this point. Like, this is just them blaming Anthony. Or they're destroying him mentally, basically. A few meaningless words, a pathetic attempt of your guilt-shattered conscience to remedy the situation, and then you hope to wash the blood from your hands with a cheap exit. What a dick. Look upon yourself, Anthony. See what you have become. Witness your only true legacy. Is that Mr. Beechworth? I see something through the shadow, slowly taking form. It's that motherfucking crow. Anna, sweetheart, how did this happen? Too late. It's too late for us. But he still can choose. I have to warn him. So, I'm guessing she had a miscarriage, or she gave birth to the bird who ate the baby or something. That's as much as I can gather out of that one from the past. I don't know how many times I've seen that. So, there's something on the ground near where the masked person was standing. It is a fragment of the broken mask. A piece of the Greek trade mask. You know, now that I think about it, there is... Hold on. Huh. Something doesn't quite feel right. Because I had that wax jaw earlier in the game. Or the last game session, and I didn't do anything with it. So I need to keep up with that. I'm pretty sure there's something else that's supposed to happen. I did not do this in the past playthrough, going back through the house, but I want to see if there's something I can do right here. Oh my gosh, that's not what I'm trying to do. Can I please just put the jaw on the cat? Okay, cool. This episode really didn't take too awful long if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, like, especially if you don't have to do any of the what is it called? If you don't have to do any of the oh, this guy says something important too. I'm too tired to go on to keep seeking what was promised us, but at least here I am safe from the terrible hazard of peering through my own shadow. And that gets explained here soon with this that's about to happen. I'll show y'all. Just give me 1 second. I was about to say, that wall never opened up when I was there. It's crazy how that works. Like, if I'm not trying to get the achievement stuff, so this won't take too long. But I didn't know what I was doing, because I forgot how to do this. Dang it. Shadows linger in Xalathal like insects trapped in a cobweb. It is as at its center, the spider lies in wait. Oh right. Can I throw the jaw in there as well? No? Okay. It is well covered. This took a little bit of time doing all this. The shadow of a child in the corner is shaking in terror. As if peering through a keyhole, I can see things moving in the darkness. By the way, that last little bit, the reason I lagged so hard is because I pressed the button too fast. So, no, the microphone and the video is on point. Just letting my future self know. I like the style, but those themes. Does Lena approve of this kind of art? You have not lost your old sense of humor, Alexandre. Even after what happened, do you not recall that sight? I would erase the memory if I could. I find that painting makes it easier to bear. What brings you here anyway? It has been years since we have heard from you. I thought our old cause had long been forgotten. That's Hugo, by the way. Ashdown Hugo. Listen, Ashdown, what if I told you that I found a way of crossing safely? Don't listen to him, Hugo. He's full of bullshit. You know, in the last playthrough I just did not too long ago from this one because I had to redo it. I kind of explained, and I'll do it again too. But I really liked Hugo. He was kind of the more intriguing out of the four, even though we don't see him a whole lot because he's an artist, or he was a. There was something he specifically followed, and he was always the mystery of the group, and I thought for a second that Hugo was actually like the main villain, while Alexandre was actually, the pure guy, which, boy, it turned out very wrong than what I thought it was. So that kind of explains some things, but like Hugo wasn't mentioned a whole awful lot, and he got done dirty. A grand piano, it is missing most of its keys. He was the only one to really get affected with, well, I'm not going to ruin it because it gets told here, so we'll just let the game play its own self. The mystic tree has grown underneath the coffin, bursting it open. Some macabre artist has placed a life-size statue inside. Was it placed by a visitor, or does it represent another memory? Or was the statue somehow... No, I cannot bear to think of it. Yes. That's all in reverse. S and mountain. Or whatever that is. It's almost as though they are the children of the standing stones that dot the horizon. They are less weather-beaten at any rate. Underneath the statue's hood, its face bears an evil grin. Okay, peering into one's own truth is forbidden. Were the snake and the bird to meet, ultimate madness would take any human form. And that's what that says. These statues, yeah. So, that explains what happens to Hugo, as we're about to find out. And I'm going to turn that down. There we go. Geez, last recording, the Microsoft thing was updating and letting me know. His name is Professor Wright. Right, yes. I had recently had an occasion to meet a disciple of his. He referred to himself as a psychotherapist. I had the impression that Wright's methods more closely resemble those of my trade than those of yours. He is eccentric indeed, but I think his thesis may be proven correct. If so, we might have found a way of reaching the threshold without attracting the attention of the custodian. A shortcut, you might say. A shortcut through the veil. The problem is in the method itself. It has some unusual requirements, and we would need a man of great sensitivity who knows the peril of reaching the door. Now it's Discord that's messing with me. It's crazy. A giant drawing of an eye, yet it looks more like Saturn and the rings surrounding it. Planks have been nailed over the windows, but to what purpose? There aren't enough planks to provide protection to keep the light out. So a lot of these shadows that we're seeing will also be they're taking forms of all the guys that were in the main four, except for Father Ernest. So whenever we come across a shadow, it's more than likely something about one of the four guys that we knew. Oh, dang it. I meant to get... I'll lose my mind. I'd be surprised if this took longer than the other one. This recording, anyway. It shouldn't, since I know what to do. Oh my gosh. What? There's no way. What happened to it? There is no way. Okay, I must be stupid because I grabbed the sheet music the first time I did this. Okay, whatever. That's dumb. That's dumb. I should have gotten that. Okay, there's an achievement to play the piano correctly, or to play the Indiana Jones, and there's another theme that you can play on it. I don't know how to do those themes, so I'm not going to worry about it right now at the moment, but that is an achievement. Okay. Fa 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 fa, sol la ti do do do. There we go. First try. As I suspected, it is the melody that I heard at Wright's mansion. What's that? It's coming from another place. Oh, and a lot of the things that have been referenced in this episode are referencing Season 1, Episode 2, and Season 2, Episode 2. You know, with the beach and everything and whatnot. And then with, you know, the boarding school and all that. A terrifying shape looms where the piano once stood. It is being pulled on threads like some monstrous puppet. The threads converge on a distant point. Something is taking form there in the darkness. And there's Hugo. It's our old classroom, but that shadow. Who? It was Hugo's shadow. You shouldn't have done this, Hugo. This is not possible. The shade's beyond the light. My fingers, no. Do not come any closer. My hand. My hand! I don't know why he was the only one that had to go look at a shadow. This is what I was rambling on about last episode. I just think it's so dumb that he died or he changed because of some stupid shit like that. But he was I mean, I understand why they did it, but I feel like it would have been better if it was somebody else, like a random person, and not Hugo, who I feel like could have been really interesting to like know the story of. That's just my 2 cents. I think it's dumb, but I mean, it makes him a little bit more interesting too. Upside down Y and V. I think I remember the order. Oh my gosh. A tall figure stands in the woods. It might have taken it for a tree were it not breathing heavily. Inside, I can see things near the threshold getting closer and closer. After what happened to Father Glenn, I think they will shut down the school. Anthony, that thing we saw, I don't know what it was. What about your father's diary? Myths, legends, superstitions with no basis in scientific observation. Anthony, talk to us. Alright. My father discovered several ancient myths pertaining to the veil. They come from a variety of cultures and hence take many different forms, but they all say something similar about what resides near the threshold. An ancient being that sleeps within the fog, protecting the door from intruders, a vengeful custodian. But no matter, at any rate, my serum was a failure. We got but a glimpse of what exists out there, nothing conclusive. But what if the serum had worked? I don't know. As I said, I have no data. And those myths, what did they say? Those tales, they all say that if any intruder got too close and was discovered by what sleeps in the fog, then the custodian would be relentless. It would pursue the intruders and destroy them wherever they may hide. I still think that should say wherever they may hide. I said that in the last recording. It's wherever they might hide, but it sounds more correct to say they may hide. I feel like there would be few ways to protect themselves from its rage. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Like, I know I'm not one with grammar, but I feel like may hide, it makes more sense than might hide. Where they might hide. Might, I don't know. Maybe it's the same. Try it. Yeah. And I think it's this one. Yup. Wow, this is actually really fast. I'm actually getting really fast into this. Also, this is a lot like the fog chase thing that was in episode 3, season 1. So. Yes. Oddly enough, I don't think season 2, episode 3 gets what do you call it? I don't think it gets mentioned or like referenced in this episode, which is really odd considering the fact that it does, but it's like it's not referenced in like a level. It's more so referenced by like what it's just talked about. I don't even need. Is this David? A shadow strongly resembling my patient stands in the clearing. I can see through it, just like the other shadows. 4 men are making careful preparations. I know not for what. This Captain Skid. Devitt, are you certain that he can guide us safely through the fog? His results are extraordinary, Anthony. It is the best chance we have of avoiding the gaze of the custodian. There can be no doubt that the captain survived an encounter before. He even kept a companion from harm. We will finally see what lies hidden beyond the curtain. It is time. Whoa. That's odd because I don't think that was even shown in my last playthrough, so that's crazy. A huge statue of a mythical creature. It is a bird with the head of a wolf, or is it a lion? And this is in reference, I think, to the church that was in the first episode of Season 2. Thirsty Bird. The summit rises above the fog, though all I see is fog and an endless ocean of clouds. An enormous black feather. Despite its size, it is extraordinarily lightweight. That's a bad omen right there. What's that noise? Something's out there. It's getting closer. Damn, this is making good time. Woo. I know I said I'd get this done by Halloween, but I mean, I'm still getting it done near the end of the year, which is kind of what I promised. So, is he asleep? He is now. It has been so long, I had begun to lose hope that he would never awaken, or he would ever awaken. Were you able to speak with him? Anthony, Devitt has forgotten everything. Everything. Good heavens. It may be for the best. Our research is likely to take some time. If he truly has amnesia, his condition will protect him until we are ready. But should we fail, remember what happened to Hugo. Ashdown entered the Veil in full knowledge of what might happen. And we will succeed where Wright failed. We will use the serum to induce primal terror in a controlled environment. In one stroke, we shall overcome all of our obstacles. But when the time comes, we must have the means of guiding our dear friend back to us. There, he will be safe. You dick. I know that's not sounding dickish because he wants to keep him safe, but Alexandria is very persuasive. There is something on the ground near where the masked person was kneeling. It is a fragment of a broken mask. Piece of a Greek tragic mask. An eyeless mask. It is similar to the one that I found in Alexandria's safe house in London. The man at the entrance said that these ruins contained the access to the threshold, but I see nothing. Devitt said it is the starting point, the first place to look. Darkness will light your way. What did he mean? I see nothing but ruins. What was it that Devitt said? Darkness will light our way. It looks like a poster for the theatrical show, but it has neither a title nor a date. Yep. Welcome, Dr. Wakefield. Alexandre Dupre? Yes, I've been waiting for you. We all have. How did I get to this place? I was in that pit in Ailish Moor. When suddenly I found Devitt, but he disappeared. I had journeyed through the fog and found myself here. But how is this possible? Ailish Moor. I do not know that name. Many paths in our world lead to this place, Dr. Wakefield, and I know only a few. In some is Alathal's mirrors. You see the truth leaking into our world, and in others, you see yourself. I knew you would reach us at last. He was certain of it. He? The first founder of the Order, the Artifex. Do you not yet know his name? I want to say Hugo, because I said Jeremiah at first. Do you mean Mr. Ashdown? No, Hugo came here long before the rest of us, but he made a terrible mistake. He peered into his own truth, and he was transformed. Do you not yet know his name? Anthony Beechworth? No, Anthony started the group at school, but by the end of his life, he had lost the determination to go any further. Do you not yet know his name? Devitt. Truth can be hard to accept. Yes, Jeremiah gathered all of us all under the same rule. Vidit nequitiat, see that no one knows. We knew of the final truth which lay beyond the threshold. This is what the playwright was committed to finding. This was Jeremiah's obsession. The first language, which is said to grant the power of creation. After our experiment at school, we realized that the path of the Ancient Ones was watched by a fearsome guardian. We needed the way to circumvent the inexorable gaze of the bird. I found Captain Skid, who had met the bird and lived. We decided to use him in a test. It was a catastrophe. We eventually found the survivors, but their memories were incomplete. Jeremiah had fared the worst. He had been left devoid of any memories that were related to our efforts. We were desperate to find a solution. Hugo tried and failed, and then Anthony and I miraculously came across a formula that had lain forgotten for centuries. At last, it was time to bring Jeremiah back into our ranks. That was nearly a disaster as well. I did not anticipate Anthony's sudden madness, or the extent of Father Ernest's decline. Mercifully, Jeremiah's life was spared. But something else was wrong. When Jeremiah reached me, he did not remember everything. He had changed. He told me that he was going to put an end to all of this. He still means to acquire the first language, but he wants to use it to ruin our work. He has already crossed the threshold. Once he learns the final truth, none of this will ever have existed. The Order, the door, or ourselves. You must stop him, Doctor. You must stop him before the curtains closes forever. I did this in the last playthrough, so I'll explain it a little bit once this is over. Once more, I found myself enshrouded in dense fog. Gradually, the fog dissipated, revealing a busy street in London. Dizzy and exhausted, I wandered the streets until, at last, I returned home. I barely recognized it. I crossed the dusty threshold like an intruder. I noticed for the first time that I was holding the robe of the playwright in my hand. I kindled a fire and threw the robe into the flames. As I watched it burn, I remembered the black ocean. I had stood there on the beach, staring up at the terrifying heights of the vertiginous Mount Calf, where the verb is said to lie. Then someone touched my arm. It was Dr. Wakefield. Our encounter on the endless dunes had not been an illusion. In his quest to find me, he had ventured into the veil itself. He said nothing, but it was not necessary. He had come to take my place, to sacrifice himself. He stayed behind and closed the door after giving me the chance to escape. His reasons I will never know. I do not know what happened to Alexandre and the others, but I fear that they are trapped in Xalathal forever, or for all time. I stared at the endless rain splattering against the window, and I remembered that I had something else to do. A last promise to keep. And the reason I'm reading this so slow is because it's taking a while for it to like load in. Vedete nequisciat. Damn, that didn't take near that. I just cut like 10 minutes off of that playthrough. Sheesh. And then it's just gonna do all the. Yeah, it's just gonna do all the credits. Well, while the credits roll, I want to talk about a little bit about something. Everybody will know about this, but those of you that are watching this episode, you'll know it first before anybody else. But I plan on making a new series of videos to make alongside the playthroughs and of edited videos that I make already. My podcast probably might not come back, but I want to make some review videos now, and I want to do like retro games and also games that I've played now. So, like any Switch game that I've beaten, any game on PC I've beaten, or PS4. Like in old games that are like on NES or Super Nintendo that I've beaten on Switch, and my N64 stuff going forward. Basically all console games that I can at the moment, and until I get a Game Boy player for my GameCube, I would do Game Boy games as well. I don't know about DS and 3DS at the moment because those would have to be emulated since I don't have a 3DS capture card, and I would eventually like to be able to record videos of every game, like handheld and console that I own, and just being able to do videos on all that stuff. But I would like to make review episodes and review videos about games that I've beaten, and unfortunately wouldn't be able to work with some handheld games at the moment, or most of them, if not all. So that kind of sucks, but I can say that for certain I do want to make a review episode about this game and about Gun for GameCube. And when I do my review episode of this game, The Last Door, I'll explain a little bit about what happened in the second ending, because this game has two endings. It's where Wakefield lives and where Devitt lives. So I did the one where Jeremiah lives, but there's another one where Wakefield lives. So whenever I do get to that point and I beat the game again and I make my review of this game, I'll explain what happened in the second ending. The end. And then, like, right now there's just a bunch of noise, and if you, like, walk around or something and walk to this, like, bottom corner, he'll open a door. There you go. And then that's it. That's the end, basically. I don't know if anything changed achievement-wise on this. I really doubt it. I'll go to the achievements again just to show you all the achievements that I did get while I did this. I doubt anything changed. So yeah, I didn't get those. Oh, I did get the performer. Huh. That's because I did the thing, or I did the piano really quickly. I discover all secrets and read Secret of the Final Truth. That's stupid because I thought I did read all letters, notes, and diaries, but it is what it is. So yeah, I did get a new achievement because I played it again. I got the performer achievement, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, like I said, my next video should be a review video, hopefully, of Gun, and because that's the one I want to make a review video of first. Hopefully will become or hopefully next year I'll be able to do a little bit more now since I've got this series out of the way. This is officially the last episode of The Last Door. Hey, look at that. As far as gameplay wise too, I mean I'll make a review, but yeah, I mean this is it. This is like the last episode. So for everybody that stayed with this series and anybody that enjoyed this series, I appreciate you coming along and sticking with it. I really hope that they make a season 3. There's nowhere I think the story can go from now, so I don't know if they will ever do that. But if we ever do get any more seasons, or if the story ever does continue, we'll play through the extra stuff, or we'll play them through the next season and see where it goes. Anyways, I appreciate y'all sticking along, and I appreciate y'all with all your support. Like and subscribe to the video if you enjoyed this video and this gameplay, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.